Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and whew, man, what a fight we just witnessed. What a crazy fight. I mean, I've been watching boxing for 15 years now, about 15 years. And this has got to be one of the wildest fights I've ever seen, if not the wildest. I mean, when I watched this fight, I felt like I was at a bar and a brawl broke out right in front of me. You know, this fight had headlocks, takedowns, shoves, headbutts to the face and the mouth. Shots behind the head. Referee getting involved to the point where he is telling the other Cordova's corner, one of Cordova's cornermen, must have been Salas, to, if you come up in the ring, I'm going to eject you from the corner. I'm going to kick you out. It was just a wild fight. Now, I did say, and I kept saying it, that this fight is going to be a tough fight for both fighters. It's not going to be an easy fight. But what we saw tonight is not what I had in mind. You know, this was far from a boxing match. This was just a brawl. A brawl. A lot of holding, with Cordova coming in, throwing his wild shots. Referee had to come in multiple times to break them up. Headlocks, shoves, hit behind the head, like I said. Yankiel ended up with a cut on his eyelid from the headbutts that he received, multiple headbutts to the face and the mouth. And Yankiel tried to make it a boxing match and trying to use his talent, trying to counterpunch Cordova. But Cordova was not allowing Yankiel to set his shots up and to set himself up to be able to be the tremendous counterpuncher that he is. Now, he did land in some shots, but it was just not. He did not allow Yankiel to be Yankiel, basically. You know, he swarmed and tried to overwhelm Yankiel with his punches, as he did. You know, when the fight started, I was not surprised of how Angelino Cordova started. In the first round, Cordova didn't waste any time coming forward and just throwing punches, wild shots. And I said it, that Cordova fights like that. He throws a lot of punches, he has a lot of heart, he's a warrior. And at times he made Yankiel held on because he was getting to Yankiel. He was throwing a lot of punches, awkward, wild, and there were some of those punches and shots were getting to Yankiel and hurt Yankiel to the point that Yankiel had to hold on. Angelino Cordova was deducted a point from hitting behind the head, the headbutts. So Cordova was a really wild man tonight. I mean, he threw Yankiel off his A game completely. I thought Yankiel won the fight. I thought he landed the cleaner shots. The deductions from the headbutt and the shots behind the head. 2 10-8 rounds for Yankiel in his favor from the point deductions. Even the scorecards, the unofficial, they had him ahead. But it is what it is. The fight was scored a draw, and like I said, a draw is fine. But I thought Yankiel won. It was not a pretty fight. It was not. This was just a brawl. A brawl. A street fight. You know, referee Luis Pabon earned his check tonight. He earned his money. This was just it was a very hard fight to officiate. Everyone was all over the place. From even the corner man, one of the corner guys trying to jump in. Um, Luis Pabon, whoever refereed that fight had to have a lot of patience. That had to have a lot of patience because Pabon needed to show a lot of patience. He's a very experienced referee. He's been around the block, so he's seen it all in the sport. And this is one of those nights where he had to earn his money, man, because this was not an easy fight to referee, and it was just wild, wild fight. This was not the kind of fight I was expecting. I was expecting a hard, tough, grueling battle, and we got that, but in a wild way. One of, if not the wildest fight I've ever seen in my life. In all my time watching boxing, I've been watching boxing since 2011, and this is one of the wildest, if not the wildest, I've ever seen. So both guys got a draw. The winner was gonna put himself in line to fight the WBA champion Ricardo Sandoval out of Mexico, who just recently upsetted Kenshiro Teraji. Now with the draw, maybe the only what will happen, might happen, is a rematch, because a draw, you can't send none of these both. You can't send Yankiel or Cordova to the champion because the draw no one won. So the best thing to do is a rematch. I don't know if people want to see it, but I don't know, because now the draws. So Sandoval, you can't fight both men at the same time, right? So we need a winner here. We need a winner. So a rematch is unfortunately the right call. Such a wild fight. I don't know if anyone wants to see it again, but I think it's the right call to make a rematch. Hopefully we get a winner this time, and if so, the winner fights Sandoval for his title. So yeah, just want to come here and talk together about that. What a wild fight in the main event. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this fight, man. Who do you guys had winning? Was the draw okay, or Cordova deserved the win, or Yankiel deserved the win? We got a brawl tonight, guys, not a boxing match. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Hosting Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.